Hello! So let's get straight to the point. Here's why this is the dream trio base. It's a 50+ rocket raid, meaning that on a trio server nearly nobody can touch it. But it's very cheap to build and maintain for that strength. It features modern ramp peekdowns with absolutely perfect vision all around the compound, combined with a powerful 360 shooting floor with multiple separate angles to any single point. In addition, it's easy and straightforward to build in terms of the build order on a wipe. Starting and expanding always feels effortless. It has 3 peripheral side bunkers, meaning that in a failed raid you'll always have a reserve of materials and kits to seal and continue the wipe. Also, there's a surprising abundance of storage space in that little frame, and the footprint is compact enough that attackers need to take all 4 TCs to grief the main structure or open any of the side bunkers for free. Beyond that, it's easy and simple to compound with turrets that absolutely have to be dealt with by attackers, and it features all the necessary utilities like a heli garage, room for furnaces, and multiple beds and lockers. I've honestly never seen a trio base I like more, and I'm not saying that just because I built it. It's just an incredibly powerful base that gives you everything for pretty cheap. I've used it 3 times now, and it really breaks trio servers where people always underestimate it and fail raids. And if you want to try it out yourself, let's get to building. Well, first watch my video The Temple, as that is the template we will build upon. Now come the changes. So first, don't build this good enough for a solo roof. Instead, just add another cylinder leading up with a few stone frames inside it for added stability and a couple of doors, and just leave that as it is until the multi-TC portion is built. Personally, I prefer upgrading the whole thing to metal. The original version calls for a locker compartment here, but for trio, a 4-box loot room is much more practical, especially in the early stages of the build when the side bunkers and the compound are not yet in place. Speaking of which, the original temple compound is very tight, needing only 6 high walls. To give you more space for movement and furnaces, I suggest building the gatehouses 1 square out, like so. Closing the compound will now require 12 high walls, and I suggest practicing placing them exactly as shown on a build server, because compounds are quite easy to screw up. Now, you'll be wanting to place metal barricades on these gatehouses, but I suggest to first build 3 levels of door frames like so. We'll be needing them for the shooting floor, and inaccurate barricade placement may obstruct you from building them later. Also, since we don't want any nakeds easily absconding with our hard-earned farm, you can use whatever electrical junk you find and place it here, as it prevents any kind of building and is quite difficult to remove. And optionally, you may want to do what I do, giving up one of the gatehouses and instead of it building it like this, adding a square foundation to the right and closing the whole thing in to be used as a minicopter garage. And now for my favorite part. Now, back in the day, I made a video showing how to add a powerful catwalk shooting floor and flank base combination to any base in Rust, which may be useful to you as it is a powerful substitution for the standard shooting floor. Here we will do a reduced version of that for very cheap. Climbing to the roof of the main base, build 2 triangles leading to the external frames. Then, on the frames themselves, build a floor and a floor frame like so. Close these 2 squares in with 5 window frames and the triangle corridor with walls, with a double door leading to the peaks. With this done on 3 sides, the core hexagon can be closed in, making sure of course to have a chute leading to the roof. You can now use these corridors for beds and lockers. Now let's make the awesome ramp peekdowns. First, you'll need some twig scaffolding. Now, place the first ramp like so, and the second ramp continuing the slope of the first. The support structure can now be removed, as the second ramp receives stability from the first. So why did I opt for this version of a shooting floor rather than the traditional one? Well, unlike the traditional peekdown shooting floors, these type of shooting floors are completely sealed. No shortcuts to get in. And if you die here, your weapon will never fall through, while with regular peaks your gun will... Woo! Didn't expect that, but I guess it proves the point. Also, when taking heli, you won't ever need to replace stupid doors and locks at 250 frags a pop. And the best part is the vision. You have perfect vision into your compound, and the spread out nature of the peaks means you can usually target a single point from all 3 peaks, which is very strong because it makes you very difficult to pin down. The only downside is that you can't exit the base through these, but I mean, just be creative. Okay, so just a couple more little points and fixes. Double doors may feel a little cramped at first, but as soon as you get garage doors, you'll find that the base feels a lot more spacious. Keep it in mind that this footprint holds a lot of garage doors, so I would beeline for those. There's one raid path in particular that can be a bit cheaper than the others. To patch it, upgrade this triangle in each of the bunkers. This will raise HQM upkeep by about 3. Also, keep the bunkers closed. There's no need to open them except when logging on or off. Place some kits and materials there for safekeeping, so that you can seal the base up and continue the wipe in case of a partial raid. For best results, consider upgrading some of the shooting floor supports, maybe even some floors also, though if attackers feel that they have to spend rockets to remove your shooting floor, then the shooting floor has done its job. And that's it, all done. All that's left to do is wish you good luck on your trio adventure. I'm fairly certain this base is gonna take you safely through the wipe, with great style even. It actually never failed me. I find that people do tend to greatly underestimate just how tough this cookie is to crumble in actual wipe situations. So good luck, goodbye for now, and blessed be.